We didn't get a fast pass, but luckily there was no wait to see the mountains. Greetings from the Smoky Mountains.
Hi guys, did you miss us?
We are in the Smoky Mountain National Park today, and we're just going to be doing a little bit of mountains on a Tennessee trip, visit some family and do some other things like that. We're going to try and take a little bit of time here today, hanging around the mountains and check out some nice views. It's fall, October. Should be really beautiful outside. As you can see, it is a beautiful day. Not as many changes in the colors as we might like. But it is beautiful. We've got some great views. Still some evidence of the fire from a couple of years ago that closed in on Gatlinburg. But nature comes back. It's a beautiful day outside today, and it's a beautiful view. So we're going to have some fun here in the Smokies and see if we can find some bears or perhaps a Yeti or something. If you look right through the trees here, you can barely see that's Gatlinburg right down there. But we're not going there today. Contrary to popular belief, Maloney Point is not. It's not the location where they made out in Happy Days. It's a different place. So there's a slope here. And Annette here is going to show us what it's like to slide down the mountain.
Okay, ready? No.
We just stopped to check out the falls and a little bit of the creek. It's really gorgeous up here. We didn't get a fast pass, but luckily there was no wait to see the mountains. Now, yeah, there are some people down there. Water's probably pretty cold. I've been up here before when it's been pretty chilly out and dunked into the streams and the creeks, and oh, it gets really cold. I used to come here a lot when I lived in this area. We camped and went to Cades Cove an awful lot. Encountered bears and all sorts of different things. So the water's going to be pretty strong here, and people have drowned as they get pushed under the rocks. There's been a few places like this along the Smokies where we have gone. My brother and I, or friends, got in a small inflatable raft and went paddling around, ended up getting turned over and bumped against a whole bunch of rocks. And of course the paddle boat we had was not built. It wasn't a kayak, it wasn't anything built for whitewater or anything like that. It's just a dumb $20 inflatable raft you'd throw into the beach or a pool. And we did things like attempt to kill ourselves by putting ourselves in the rapids along places just like this. Three and a half miles, and 7.6 miles. These trails up here. We're not going to go up these trails because Mrs. Coaster, her knees aren't going to be able to handle 3.5 or perhaps 7.6 miles of uphill trails. 7.5 miles and back. I'm tired.
I don't think so.
It happened. It happened.
Never happened.
What do you think? This spot pretty cool?
It's very pretty.
Yeah, this is a good spot. Good spot to just sort of chill out, relax. Mostly in the shade. We are not diving in to the water. It's probably pretty cold. The road we've been driving on between Elkmont and Townsend, Tennessee used to be the train route in the rail bed in the early 1900s. When they stopped logging, they removed the tracks and replaced it with the gravel. And right here, where you can see where the river makes a little turn up here, it used to sort of circle around this, but when they blasted and cleared some space, it made a left turn right here, or a right turn, I guess, if from the other side. And during the 1800s, a massive jam of logs got blocked up right here. We are almost to Cades Cove now. We've been working our way through the mountains over the course of the afternoon, late morning, early afternoon, and we are finally almost here. Road's been pretty busy along the way. I just thought we'd take a little break here. It's a pretty view. It's a little quiet aside from the drone of the cars racing by. I think we may have our little bear scat here. So we better keep our eyes open and see if we spot any bears coming our way. We got an awful lot of snacks and food in the car.
Precious plug of life.
I just found signs that bears are nearby and could attack us at any moment. And she's worried that her iPhone isn't plugged in.
Well, who's gonna call for help?
We could die. Apparently you won't, because your iPhone isn't charged.
Well, it is charged, but I wanted to make sure that it stayed on the cable to keep it completely charged all the time.
I'm gonna go get help. A giraffe in the Smoky Mountains?
Just a tree.
I'm thinking not. When we were kids and we came up here, we used to rent bikes. You could bring your own bikes, or you can rent bikes and ride your bike through the 11-mile loop at Cades Cove, which can be quite challenging sometimes when there's a lot of traffic around, because there's not a lot of room. Kind of ride, dodge cars, ride when it's clear for a few moments, and it took a while. It would probably be a couple-hour journey, stop a couple times along the way. The second half isn't quite as hilly, so it's a little bit easier. But then there's a big hill, probably a couple miles ahead, where you just let it fly. You coast down there and probably end up going 30, 40 miles an hour at the bottom of this hill with your momentum. I would never do that now, because I flew off the handlebars of my bike once, and that was not fun. But at the time, we just go coasting down there, and oh my gosh, that was so much fun.
Are you done?
I'm done.
Traffic is stopped, so there's either something ahead or nothing ahead. It's pretty.
Well, I guess if you have to be stuck in traffic, this is as good a place to be.
Oh, so pretty.
Nice views, no bears, but a lot of traffic. All that traffic, we decided we're gonna stop. Do like those other people are doing. That seemed pretty smart. Just sitting at one of these stops here. They got some chairs with them. We don't have chairs. We pop the top back here. Just sit and enjoy the view and the quiet for a few minutes.
Pretty.
And there we've got ourselves a bear.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe we got to see a bear right in front of us. That was so cool.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I thought Mama was going to be somewhere not too far, but we didn't see any other bears, just the smaller one.
I think it was big enough that it was probably pushed away from its mom.
I think so.
Yeah. That was so neat. That was really cool.
We had some fun in the mountains today. We could have done more of our Cades Cove drive, but it was there was a lot of bumper to bumper crawling around. It took us close to 2.5 hours to get through the loop today. It was that backed up. In fact, there's a backup right ahead of us now. But we had a good time. This was nice, a relaxing day in the mountains, and we definitely wanted to get away before we get back to taking care of family. Oh, another bear. We just saw more bears, a couple of bear cubs on the side of the road, and everyone was stopped in both directions. But we had a good time today. We saw a few things. Saw a few bears, and what else did we see? Saw some fish. But
no turtles, no deer.
It was nice to just get away a little bit. Back.
What are we doing today?
We are back at Cades Cove. We were going to leave, but we decided to come back and drive around and see if we see any more wildlife and just have a nice relaxing visit through the mountains. So we're circling around again, and once again, even though it's not a holiday, there's still a whole bunch of traffic going around the loop.
Lots of cars.
It's a very breezy morning. Very cool and breezy. But there's a nice sun out there. And of course, a beautiful view. I even brought a couple of friends with me. This is Coaster and Little Coaster. We've just taken a moment to stop on the road to visit Dan Lawson's place. This guy still owes me money. Main room here.
Ooh, there's a fire right now.
Yeah, a little fire would be good. Do a little cooking. And I wish we could go upstairs. And right here you can see where the original main building was. The back porch up here, and the little stairs go up to this whole section. You can see where they've added onto it. And I believe in the olden days we used to call this a stable or a barn. Do you remember the old days before iPhones, Heather, and computers? I'm not sure you do.
I do.
It was
Not that young.
when I was in school, we chiseled granite and tablets. They said, pull out your tablets, and we pulled our stone tablets from out underneath our log benches. She doesn't know what it's like to crawl under your desk and wonder if the Russians are going to send missiles to you, like we did in the old days. As we come out of the barn, with the traffic cone, just beautiful views. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to subscribe if you're interested to see more videos from our collection. Thanks for watching, and remember, have a good time all the time.